everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm going to continue our color along or color with me series in Dark Fairytales by Kerby Rosanes, and today we're going to be working on the Beauty in the Library piece. So what I'm thinking of doing is moving on to the floor, possibly work on some of the critters and up here in the ceiling. As you can see, I haven't been able to do much progress with the bookcases. Hi Shani, how are you? However, we're gonna just see what we can do. If nothing else, we'll just carry on with bookcases. All right, I've got my Prismas out with me and my swatch chart. So I'm almost leaning towards possibly a very dark wood, like almost a black wood for the floor and the beams on the ceiling, and then could use probably a gold gel pen for the embellishments up here, and then maybe all this area here. And then I'm thinking of doing a light blue sky in the background. I don't really know what color sky to do. It's probably very, very light one. So let's get to that, and let me just get myself busy. Right, so what we need is just a bit of organization. I am really behind today. Like, time is not my friend right now, but we are gonna get there. Hi Gia, how are you? Hi Kenny. Okay, so let's see. For the monkeys, I was thinking of doing them a gray, so I want to bring in a bit of browns into grays. I think that could work quite well. So oh, thank you. Okay, so grays. Actually, I'm thinking almost a green gray with maybe some stronger brownish grays, so maybe some French grays or warm grays. So we need Celadon, no, Jade green. I have two Jade greens. It always amazes me. I get like multiple colors, multiple of the same. 2, 8, 9. So I need a gray green light. And then I'm going to use we want a jade green and then a grey green light, but then I'm thinking what we need is maybe a 70% cool gray. And then I'm going to be probably a little bit grim. Yeah, so maybe something like that. And then I'm going to bring in like red here on the body. I'm telling you, it's just not cool. All right, let's turn this over. So here for the body that's been cut up, that's Tuscan Red with Scarlet Crimson Lake, and then I think, yeah, Poppy Red. Oops. Yeah, okay, there we go. So we're gonna do that for those critters. All right. Hi Jody, how are you? Now, I'm not sure yet about the sky. I'm thinking a blue rug here, so I want a very dark blue. So I'm piecing this together. Now I can either do a very dark floor or I can do a very light floor. I know it's a carpet because if you look along here, it's got the same pattern as around here. So I think it's a carpet. So in that case, we need some yellow. Now blue goes and yellow work really well. So I'm thinking not quite gold, but I do want yellows. So I'm gonna try and work on that. I just need to find all the right colors. pencil. Oh dear goodness gracious me, there it is. Like, all my colors are hiding away. Okay. I'm going to zoom you into this section here. I'm going to do a blue carpet, so a dark blue carpet with yellow along here, which will bring in with the candlelight, and it should complement everything, and then we'll move on from there. So I'm going to zoom you in. Hopefully as gently as possible. Oh, thank you, Kenny. All right, so we're going to work on the monkeys, the carpet, and kind of take it from there. Now, along here, what I want to do is kind of keep this light because this is fading. So I'm using blue denim along here, and I'm basically pretending I know what I'm doing. Now, I do not know how to put in the texture of a carpet. I've never really bothered with the texture of a carpet. So if you know how to color in a carpet, let me know. I would love to learn from you. They are the movie colors. Yes, but I'm not going to dress her in blue and white. I want to rebel. I want to dress her in something different. But to be fair, even in the movie, she didn't always wear the blue and white clothes, so I think we'll be fine. I'm just trying to use white to just pull that color in and just soften it. Hi, Carly. You can't even color fur, let alone carpet. You know what, it's all a learning curve, and we just do the best we can with what we know how to do today. And that's all that really matters. Very light pressure just to help me blend it out better, like super light. Oh yes, that is true, it is the beast suit. I thought he looked very dashing in his suit. think, you know, with the carpet we can just do a simple gradient. I think that will be more than sufficient. Or something like that. Oh, very good. Helio, turquoise, magenta, and fuchsia to color mythographic. That sounds beautiful. Which mythographic are you coloring in? Okay, then I want some ultramarine here. Oh, Paradise with the Unicorn and the Gems. I've done, oh, that's a beautiful page. I love that page. I think I did mine with either a fuchsia or a magenta kind of background. I used Inktense though for the background. Then I'm going to use the Indanthrone blue. You could probably skip one of these if you really wanted to. So I'm going to do the whole carpet, but then along the edging here, it's just going to be gold. Yeah, gold, and then this will be gold or something like that. You could, if you wanted to, you could create a different color panel along here where these circular thingies are. So you could always do like that yellow or a different color and then do the spiral thingies a complementary color or white or black, whatever. But I think I'm just going to color the whole thing the same and then just do these as decorative. Hi Dawn, how are you? Hi Brittany. I'm glad you're doing well, Dawn. This is the first time the whole weekend, because we've had a long weekend, that I've actually been able to sit down and color. I grew up with Judge Judy on TV, so every now and then my sister and I would put her on and watch her. Although after a while we got a bit bored. But yeah, it was quite a lot of fun to just watch. Alright, so I've moved off Indanthrone blue onto ultramarine. Yes, there are daffodils on the page. But if you mix the magenta or the fuchsia with the, what color did you say you were doing? I'll go back. With the turquoise, you might be able to deepen the shades and kind of bring a bit of dimension there. Are you using watercolor paints or pencils? Well, depending on what you're using, it could take a lot of layers to get to what you want. And that could just get annoying. So it all just depends. Are you allowed black and white? Or anything darker? She is not. Polly's. Ah. Yeah, you're gonna, you could either get fancy with layering and work around that way, or just do it how you want to do it. Three pencils only. Wow, good challenge. I don't envy you, Jody. I don't envy you one bit. a great way to learn color mixing though. I've done with watercolor paints where you take two colors and you do like just rectangles, and you start with the one color at the very top of the page and you slowly blend the other color in until you get to the bottom of the page and it is the other color. And that's really, really fascinating to watch how the colors actually transition. But I've not done that with pencil, and I think to do that with pencil you would probably need a lot of patience. But you get with paint, you'll get the concept of painting or color mixing. Watercolors wouldn't have been an issue. Fair enough. Oh, you've got this. You can do it. I believe in you. You do beautiful work anyway. And if nothing else, you would have gotten better acquainted with your polys. Just deepen the relationship with them. Okay, I'm going to bring in black to really try and deepen this up. don't think that was supposed to be blue. Oh well. I can always erase it at a different stage. Yeah, so I think that is actually bookshelf, so don't do that blue. That's bookshelf. Don't do my mistake. Okay, so done black. Now I'm going to go in and try and darken this because I don't want a vibrant blue carpet. I want more of a dark blue. So it's just making sure I've got enough the dark colors in. I haven't yet worked out what color to do these fierce reptilian birds, but maybe I will do a green sort of color. Maybe a greenish brown or a grey green. Not sure yet. Okay, so then ultramarine. So I think this is quite a nice dark color, and I'm just going to use a bit of white just to create a bit of a highlight. And then the denim blue. I can draw in those tufts, but what I'm actually thinking of doing is maybe doing more like pom-pom type tufts, or I might just repaint over the same shape. I'm undecided. Right. Now the tricky part is to know where to put blue. So oh, sometimes this detail gives me a headache. Okay, let's do denim blue in here. So we're just going to map out the color, and then from there we can deepen everything up and color it all in. Let's do that. You know, sometimes I look at things and I'm like, I need a miracle to understand what I'm looking at. All right, let's do that blue. Maybe I do that a very deep yellow. So blue along here. So honestly, you can do the carpet any way you want. I mean, you could probably even do that a totally different carpet, and then along the sides it could be runners. I'm just going to work on I'm just gonna work on not doubting myself, and what will be, and it's okay. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the colors. mean, you could even have that this is wooden floor, and then you've got carpet runners on the side, and then a round carpet mat. I like the idea of the whole thing being carpeted. I think sometimes I need to tell myself that it is okay if it doesn't work out. It's okay. I can try and do my best today, and if it turns out a complete mess, then it turns out a complete mess. I'm not actually very good at that. And that's where I often am confronted with art or coloring. I am confronted to regularly just let go and trust the process. Which is very, very healthy. Do that, but there, oh goodness gracious. Where am I? There, okay. Okay, I think I've done it. It's okay. We can have a very blue carpet. It's a luxurious place. It's a palace. It is a luxurious carpet. You can use watercolor in the Mythographic coloring books. They do work quite well. I think, yeah. I mean, I enjoy working with a lot of mixed media in the Mythographic books. All right, so this is the Indanthrone blue. Okay, ultramarine. I don't mind colouring over these swirly things because that's easy to put in, and you could even change the design of that. You could make your own design, and if you like geometric shapes, you could do geometric shapes. I don't think it necessarily has to stay the design Kerby put in. I mean, you can, and you can change it. Colouring a chicken, just blues and whites. I think that could look beautiful. Very fantasy colours. You could do, well, depending on if it's a rooster. If you had a rooster, you could do blue wattles and white feathers. What Hannah Carlson book are you colouring in, Gia? No more friendly than a real one. We know a family that do have chickens, and the one chicken has got to be one of the coolest chickens I've ever met, because it has the patience of a saint and even enjoys being swung or going onto a swing, like, you know, one of those swings where it's just a pole, a bar, or a round log. And it's very, very patient with the children. I've never met a chicken like that chicken. Okay, black pencil. Oh, fabulous! A double page portrait in grains of gold. Gosh, Pickle, attacked twice by chickens. That's not fun. I was pecked by a guinea fowl, but to be fair to the guinea fowl, I did stick my fingers in its cage. So technically, I looked for trouble. Having a rooster named David, which was a mistake because it was always attacking us giants. I love that. I mean, I'm not happy that it attacked you, but I love the viewpoint of calling a rooster David and the humans who are the Goliaths being attacked. But no, I think having any creature attack is quite scary. Okay, we need black in here because I forgot to put black in here. Okay, white pencil. very, very blue carpet. I don't know. Okay. Let's use Golden Rod. I think in some of this I'm going to use a gel pen. Okay, so Golden Rod, then I think I go Jasmine. Then we want some sand. I don't think I can use all these pencils. All right, some cream. Golden Rod coming up here. And then this is yellow ochre. Jasmine. And then cream. And then you can use some brown just to try and deepen the shadows up. This is a light umber. And using the light umber, I just want to deepen the shadows. But I don't want to deepen them too dark because then I'll lose them into the carpet. So I want to kind of keep them out. Okay. Right, sea of blue. So basically I'm going to use a gel pen for most of these. Just give it a sparkle gel pen along here or an acrylic marker, the dots and the edges there. Okay, let's move on to our fierce monkeys. Okay, so here he's been chopped in half, which means it's not going to look very pretty. So I'm going to use a Tuscan Red along here. You don't have to do this part. You could just do body color and it will look a little bit less grim. So please don't feel that you have to do it like this. They look very evil, these monkeys. Alright, so we go black along here and in here. It just deepens it up. To be really honest, this is the most grim I've ever colored in my life. I am not going to go out of my way to buy stuff like this and color it. Like, you know, I like Kerby's work, so I can kind of cope with it, but I'm not going to go and add more, not to my collection. Yeah, she did slice it right in half. Like I said, when I've colored something that creeps me out, we know I've done a good job. And then I wanted Poppy Red to just kind of use it as a highlight and really make it, you know, if I'm going to do it, let's do it properly. Yeah, okay. You refused to buy it and it still landed in your house. You colored a deer head. Oh, well done you. Ew, that was dripping blood. Okay, we're going to pretend that it's not... I mean, when you add it like that, it really makes it really come to life. Alright, 70% fierce grey. There we go. We're renaming the Prismas. It's not cool grey, it's fierce grey. And we can even add some black to these monkeys to just help us with the colors. From now on you love all the books. I think sometimes it can be good to step out of a comfort zone. I mean, coloring this sort of thing isn't, it's not my kind of thing. And a part of me is actually not going, I've stopped sharing some of my colorings on my Facebook profile, just because I feel some people would judge me for coloring these sort of things. And so I decided it just wasn't worth it. It's like, you know, when you do an art course, sometimes the art course will require you to draw a picture of someone in the nude, and it's not because you're being a pervert, it's because it's just art, and depending on your, well, different people perceive things differently, that could be an issue. I would actually find that really hard to do. But yet, that is a style of art. Rightly or wrongly is not really the point. Kerby is your comfort zone, just not the gross kind. Fair enough. Okay, then I'm going to go into the jade green. Kind of bring this out along like this. And by using the jade green, it kind of keeps the palette of those muted greens and kind of keeps the grey. You got to draw someone nude in a drawing class 101. It was uncomfortable, but then I got desensitized. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's more awkward, being the person standing in the nude to be drawn, or drawing the nude. But I suppose by doing that, you kind of learn, you get exposed to the different styles of art and figure out, you know, what your style is. I mean, besides the uncomfortableness, or, you know, because it would have been looked down on for me in my circles and growing up and kind of things. So if you take that out of the way, I can't draw people. I mean, I've tried, and what I actually have to do if I want to do a drawing is get kind of almost like trace a photo, because I really struggle with drawing people. It's very hard. Alright, I'm thinking we can give him like vibrant green eyes or something like that. Maybe like a yellow chartreuse in the eyes. something like a spring green. I mean, who says they have to have brown eyes? Okay, spring green is a bit too faint. Maybe a grass green. We want vibrant green eyes, like weird green eyes. Not nice creatures. They'll make you look weird. Hi Noel, how are you? Okay, and then the claws. Give them black claws. Bye Kenny, good luck with the blood test. Take care. Black here. Then we want really black in here. In the mouth. Right, not sure what color teeth to give him. Could maybe give him like yellowy teeth, so maybe some sand. maybe like that. Okay, so we'll do the same on the next monkey. Such strange, foul creatures. To be fair, maybe Belle is doing us all a favor getting rid of these fierce creatures. It's a pity she's not dressed in like armor or something. Alright, he hasn't been sliced in half. I think he's the only one. Okay, I've missed his foot here, so come back to this foot here quickly. Right, so the grey, so we've said grey, cool grey. There's actually a lot of dark fur on this critter. So I'm not really bothering with fur texture. Just sort of working more on just a general blend. Yay, well done, Jade. You finished your page. It's great to buy yourself things that give you joy. Reminds me of those L'Oreal adverts, you know, because you're worth it. Why must it only be beauty products? We should be encouraged to buy things that we like because we are actually worth it. Black pencil here in the mouth. Exactly, life is too short, find the joys. Besides, I suppose if we don't do what makes us happy, well, I don't think anyone else is going to do it. I've heard people use pan pastels for backgrounds. I've heard them use it for skin tone. I've also heard that if they break or drop, it's really not fun. Alright, I don't know if I've made them scary enough, but you know, we're getting there. Okay, let's do Mr. Scary Monkey down here. I do need a bit of blue in here. I need a little bit of red. Red. Here. Almost like he's got a lip curling, which I think I've done wrong on the other two, but never mind. And then a white pencil, and just we can bring it out a wee bit. And a Tuscan Red. Kind of like showing more the gum line. Okay, so then my jade green. I'm not very good with pastels. I've loved the idea of the pan pastels, but I think I would first rather grow my pencil collection. Only just because I'm not very good with with any pastels really, whether it's chalk pastels or oil pastels. My skills aren't there yet, so I tend to avoid pastel colors. Even oil pastels I tend to avoid. I think it's worth remembering that Latrick Fine Art is, as far as I understand, she is an artist with loads of years experience knowing how to use the tools. So also, yeah, what works for one person doesn't necessarily mean it works for another. I mean, I've seen quite a few people use makeup sponges or other tools, not just the pan pastel tools for their artwork. We use what works for us. Each to their own. Hi Ronnie, how are you? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the blue rug. Hi Mana, how are you? Right, so there we go. We've got monkeys done. We've got one bleeding. And we have a carpet. Yeah. I'm not sure. We could do the candles. Not sure yet what color to do the candles. I want to do gold up here in the sky, so up here, but I'm thinking I need to lift the blue up, so I'm going to use some light blues. It's so hard because I don't know whether to do the sky bright or dark. I feel like if I do it dark, it's going to compete with the carpet at the bottom. So I need to not make it compete with the carpet. What we can do though is just to put a splash of color into PC1023. Oh, I'm glad you like the color of the monkeys. Okay, so we can do this. This is just PC1023. And I'm not going to deepen it. I'm going to put it in here. I can't do grey because grey is going to compete with the monkeys. So if we do a very light grey, light blue, we can get a feel what it will look like, and we can decide. I mean, you could even do like a mosaic kind of thing. Oh, I know, we could put a little bit of greens in here. Kind of like blended so that it looks almost like stained glass. We could do that. We could do stained glass. That could look really pretty. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this very lightly. We can always erase it. And I'm going to make a note to do stained glass. And then I will research or just look at pictures of stained glass and kind of plan it out. But that could actually look really pretty. So do stained glass. Right. So I like that idea. So I'm I'm just doing very light. What if the whole point was to do stained glass? I love that idea. And I don't mind putting yellow on top of this blue because it will just tinge it ever so slightly. Black, okay, put in here. Right, I have to write this down because if I don't, I will forget. I want stained glass, so at the back here, stained glass ceiling. Okay, here we go. This is why I have my swatch paper, because it helps me remember. Oh, thank you. It is a very busy page. Okay, I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole page, and then what I think I'm going to do is hopefully I can get to working a bit more. Okay, so I reckon if all these like decorative bits here are the same color as down here, it will complement. Then if you make this all stained glass with either dark brown along here or gold, it will also complement, because the challenge is if you make in between all these too dark, you're going to compete with this, and this is actually grounding her, so we need our eye to kind of be more in here. So I reckon very black to dark wood along these beams, gold along here, stained glass, then you're finishing the books, and that hopefully should complement and kind of draw the eye back to where Belle is. At least that's what in theory I'm hoping for. So thank you very much for hanging out with me. I've really enjoyed this, and I'm going to just use either a gel pen or a paint marker to do the decoration, and I will hopefully, fingers crossed, get to more work during the week. I might have to fight off people in order to have time to do so. And then next week, Monday, hopefully we can wrap up the page or carry on. I'm expecting this to take a while because of just how detailed it is, but we'll get there in the end. Appreciate you all. Love hanging out with you. Hope you have a really great week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday, same time, same place. Take care and see you soon. Bye.